Yeah, I think Christmas is canceled this year. No Black Friday, no Cyber Monday, none of them bullshit sales prices that they try to pass on for people. Don't nobody else need no more TVs. We don't need no more TVs. TVs getting cheaper, but food getting higher. That's crazy.
Fuck Thanksgiving, fuck Black Friday, and fuck Christmas.
Your dollar is the only thing that rich people know about you. They literally don't care about you. They just want you to spend your money. So if you haven't heard, we are blacking out the system November 25th to December 2nd.
We should boycott Christmas. That's what's gonna hurt them. Fine, we can't all do a general strike, I get it. Let's boycott Christmas. We don't need material things anyway, it's 2025. Do you really wanna buy all this stuff from the companies that laid everyone off this year? I don't think so. What we want is more time anyway, with our families, with our friends. If you work that day, call off, call in sick. Let's boycott Christmas. We can do this. Let's hurt them where it really counts. Come on, we got this.
Here's a PSA. I'm not buying anything for the holidays except for formula because I'm not getting WIC next month. Okay? I'm not buying nothing, and I suggest you don't buy anything either. Holiday season is canceled. Do you hear me? Canceled.
From November 25th, 2025, this year, to December 2nd, they're calling it a mass blackout. Not a march, not a protest, no signs necessary. It's 1 week where we pull our dollars out of the system and see what happens when the economy feels the weight of our absence. Because we've marched, we've begged, most of us voted the right way. And now we're just going to sit back and test the one thing this country truly worships: money. See, this isn't the first time we've tried this, right? Economic boycotts have always been the heartbeat of real change. From Montgomery to Operation Breadbasket. When the buses lost money, segregation fell. When companies realized ignoring Black consumers meant losing profit, they started hiring, promoting, and pandering. History has already shown us that pulling our dollars hits harder than any speech, any march, any protest ever could. The timing isn't random. Black Friday is the biggest spending weekend in America. Billions get poured into corporations that barely reinvest in the communities that made them rich in the first place. So from November 25th to December 2nd, the goal is simple, okay? Buy nothing that doesn't circulate back into us. You hear me? Support small, support local, support Black. Because when we withhold our dollars, we remind this country that we're not just consumers. We are the economy. So yeah, the mass blackout isn't about canceling Christmas or skipping joy. It's about shifting power and realizing that every dollar that we spend is a vote for the world that we live in. They've ignored our voices. They've ignored our pain. Let's see if they ignore our absence. We're not asking anymore. We are shutting this shit down. Okay? No spending. If you do need something, make sure you go to farmers market, support small businesses. There's a ton of places that you can go to make sure you support the right people, not corporations. We are done. We're done.
Black folks in America have finally decided to cancel this festive season, or rather to cancel the holidays. And it only makes me happy to see this, because finally Black people are realizing the power that they hold. They are finally realizing the power that the black dollar carries. You know, for quite some time, Black people have been engaging in physical demonstration, whereby they go and engage in demonstrations, walking across the streets and carrying posters, chanting out loud. But then thereafter, they have not achieved so much. But this time round, they have decided just to demonstrate by holding or hoarding the black dollar, because Black Americans have a very huge purchasing power, and it's high time that white America feels this. It's high time that the whole world knows that Black Americans do have a very huge purchasing power. And while that is the case, they have decided not just to cancel Halloween, which most of them did. They are also threatening to cancel Christmas, which they will cancel, and it will be successful. They are also threatening to cancel Black November. Black Friday will not be a thing amongst Black Americans. They are also threatening to cancel New Year's Eve. So, while this is the case, some people are criticizing them. We've also had corporations going after black Americans and trying to suit them back. We've seen someone like Mariah Carey being used as an influencer to try and influence black Americans back into celebrating Christmas, but black Americans are still saying no. And this is something that has raised so much controversies. I mean, so many people think that this is wrong while black Americans think it's right. So in this video we will be discussing exactly that and getting deep into the controversy. I've compiled for you videos that do explain in depth why black Americans are doing this, and I guarantee you by the end of watching this video you will have a clear picture of why black Americans have decided to take this route. These are very insightful videos, and by the way, all credits remain to the original creators of those videos. I don't own any credits. Anyway, let's get to watch the videos first, and then thereafter we'll come back and have a brief discussion about that. As usual, I am your presenter, Kachina, and if at all you like the videos, then please give it a thumbs up. And if these are the videos that, or the kind of content that does speak to your soul, then why not subscribe?
Christmas is canceled this year. It's canceled. We got to boycott. They'll be all right going over to Christmas without nothing. Not buying nothing at these major brands, nothing at these stores. Not getting none of these phones, nothing of these new electronics. If you're getting something, it all needs to be used. Black bought, small mom and pop brands. Okay? Another day of telling y'all why we need to boycott. I'm not even going to tell you why we need to boycott. Y'all know why we need to boycott. This is what needs to happen. And with the holidays coming, they thinking that they about to do this, cut off the food stamps. They thinking that they about to raise all these prices for shit, the medical prices and shit, for everything. And they think that we still going to participate in these holidays and still go to the store and break our backs and spend money that we don't got. Y'all better not do that. Y'all better not even. We'll try again next year, but for this year, it's canceled.
So I've been hearing rumblings about a mass blackout this holiday season that's supposed to run from November 25th to December 2nd. And I'm all here for it 100%. Thanksgiving is canceled. Black Friday is canceled. These corporations shouldn't see 1 cent of our fucking money. But I do have a question though, right? Why are we only limiting this shit to 1 week instead of indefinitely? The whole holiday season should be canceled, in my opinion. These motherfuckers don't deserve our money. Not when these corporations go out of their way to lobby against the interests of the American people also that they can make a dollar. Not when these corporations and these businesses and these 1%ers engage in unethical and predatory business practices to extract even more wealth from the middle and lower class, all the while dodging their own fucking taxes. We shouldn't just be trying to teach them a lesson for a week. We should be teaching them a lesson until they learn that ultimately, fuck what them shareholders are talking about. We are the consumer. You get your money from us, and without us, you're nothing. This shit should be the target boycott on steroids, not just for a week, not just for 2 weeks, for as long as it takes until they learn the lesson they need to ultimately learn. We got to be real comfortable with not getting what we want. We got to be real comfortable with being uncomfortable. We got to get comfortable with making compromises and sacrifices if we want anything to change. And most importantly, we got to identify where we're actually appreciated as far as businesses are concerned, whether that be local or small business. Either way, we got to learn where to direct our dollars such that they are not used against us. I'm all for a blackout, but a week ain't enough. A week is not enough.
Is anyone even excited for Christmas anymore? Let's just be honest, we're all already drowning in debt and nobody can afford anything. I know Christmas is all about the giving spirit and being happy and stuff like that, but nobody can even afford their own life, let alone shoes on their feet. So many Americans are in debt already from Christmas, from the past couple years. With this inflation, it's just even worse. I mean, and I can't blame people. I personally don't celebrate Christmas. However, I know a lot of people that do, and they are not excited this year. Every single person that I've asked, hey, are you ready for Christmas? They're like, it just came too fast. I'm too tired. I don't have the money. So I'm like, is it even worth it anymore? Is Christmas canceled this year?
And if we really gonna do this boycott and shit, y'all, for Christmas, especially, and not spending money on Black Friday and things like that, I need us to really be about this shit for real, y'all. Let's not just say that we're gonna do it on social media. Let's actually fucking do the shit in real life. For me, in my house, I plan on buying my son one thing that he really, really wants. And then my husband is probably gonna buy him one thing that he really, really wants. And we usually don't buy a whole lot anyway. We got one freaking child. They don't need a lot. You hear what I'm saying to you? I'm signing him up for martial arts. He said he want to be able to defend himself, and so I'm going to spend my little coin on him for that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think y'all understand, or I think that a lot of people do not understand just how powerful consumerism is. And when we divest from the systems and the corporations that want us to spend our money to make their pockets bigger, we can truly hit them where it hurts. Just like with the Target boycott. And y'all better not be in no motherfucking Target. I better not hear shit about y'all in no motherfucking Target. So y'all, let's really be about this shit. Don't fucking fold. Do not fold. Really be about this shit. Okay, love you, bye. Talk to you later.
So I see that people want to boycott Christmas. I've been boycotting Christmas for 30 years, and I'm surprised at how long it is taking people to wake up to what this is all about. But I'm not complaining because it's happening finally. People have waken up to the truth that all of these things, these rituals, every single year, these so-called holidays or holy days, are all what I hate to say pagan, because originally pagan was just the worship of nature. Okay, so that got twisted into worshiping inanimate objects. And that's ironic because that's exactly what Christianity is doing. And they started doing this. Why? Because people originally were worshiping nature and the power of nature and the power of nature within themselves. You can't have that if you want to control people. You have to get them to worship externally. So, at any rate, Christmas is a mockery of the internal process of raising chrism. And we all know that Santa brings gifts down the chimney, right? That's your manna. And then returns back up the chimney again. And he does this with magic, right? So this is all symbolism about the inner process of your own raising of manna, bringing gifts to yourself, which is your sustenance. But we're taught to worship a Christmas tree. Chop down all the trees, right? Kill all the trees, bring them in, worship them, put lights on them to where it actually represents the world model, which is in the shape of this. You take a sphere or an oblate sphere, right? Like that, and then you match the path of the sun or mark it within that sphere, and it'll go up like this, and then it'll come back down like this. Okay, and at the same time, it's moving out over the flat plane. It's circling the whole time, right? It circles in and it circles back out. Okay, so that's your Christmas tree. Polaris is the light or the angel at the top of the tree. And it's also your body. It represents your own Merkaba energy body. So boycotting Christmas has nothing to do with attacking Christians, because most Christians don't understand what Christianity actually is. Maybe I would assume most of them are good people, right? They just are ignorant, and I don't mean to insult you or anyone else, but ignorant means you don't have the knowledge of what this truly is about. So it's not an attack on people that call themselves Christians, but an attack on the system that has been corrupting the original information, knowledge, and teachings. And it's also an attack on the so-called beast system, which has all of us enslaved to where we cannot survive unless we are completely dependent upon these corporations that hoard the resources, destroy our environment, blame us for it, and then take all the resources and sell them back to us, causing us to work our asses off for the pieces of paper that they make from the trees they chop down. This is what we are standing up and saying no more for. That's why we're doing this. If you want to beat the system, you have to opt out of the system because you're not going to beat it any other way. You have to stop playing the game.
When black Americans say that we should cancel Christmas, they're not saying we should cancel love. They're just saying we should cancel Christmas. Of course, you can show or exhibit or display love to your family, but not just through the usual norms that we have been having in America, probably by overspending. Remember, these are norms that are usually very beneficiary or of much benefit to billionaires or to these huge corporations that are usually just after your money. They don't care about you. They don't care about nothing. They only care about how they profit off your pocket. And right now, at a time when inflation is at a very inflation is at its peak in America, at a time whereby the government is cutting on welfare, at a time whereby the government is really mistreating its people, I think it's high time that all black Americans hit back or fight back just by boycotting Christmas. And as things are concerned, I don't think it's just black Americans. More white people are even joining black Americans because they see the sense. Black Americans have been the backbone of so many revolutions and so many changes in America. Most of the rights that immigrants have today are rights that were fought by black Americans, rights that were steered by black Americans. And right now, it's high time that Latinos, white people, and just generally Americans join black Americans in canceling Christmas. I think that having been done, it will solve so much. And already it's something that has been projected. Those companies, those multi-million corporations, they are already projecting the profits that they will get in December. And with this kind of revolution, or with this kind of boycotts and protests going on online protests, I think they are in for a very big shock, because black Americans have really cancelled these holidays. And by the way, talking about these holidays, I'd also advise that you as a black person, you should kindly just make some effort to research, do some little research. What is the origin of these holidays that we do celebrate? What is the original story behind Christmas, for example? Or are we just celebrating Christmas? People do claim that most of these holidays are pagan holidays. What's the origin of Santa? We're always celebrating about Santa Claus. Some people say it's the birth of Jesus, but others do relate Christmas with Santa. So I'd also just advise you to do your research. I've done a video on that. You can check out my catalog if at all you want to know. I won't dive deep into that. I've done a video on that. You can check it out. These holidays do have different origins, and you'll be surprised to realize that the real origins of these holidays are not the origins that you know or the origins that you think. Probably you may be celebrating a pagan holiday, or you may be celebrating something different. Probably you're just not informed, or probably you just don't know of it yet. But if you carry out your research, you'll find so many justifications as to why these kind of holidays should be boycotted, because white America has kind of whitewashed all these holidays and kind of made them into some sort of white supremacist holidays, I might say. But anyway, I digress. So I'm quite happy to see in the comment section so many black Americans saying that they already began boycotting Christmas, probably even as early as 10 years ago, and they are just happy that now the whole world is joining them. It's quite impressive to see that. Yeah, so that's just what I think. Please let me know what your thoughts are. Tell me in the comment section what you think about all this that's going on, and I'd be really glad to know what your thoughts are. As usual, I am your presenter Kachina, and if at all you enjoyed the video, then please give it a thumbs up, and also consider supporting this channel and also subscribing to the channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Otherwise, that's all I have for today. I hope to be seeing you in the next video. Until then, have a blessed evening, a blessed day, a blessed night, whichever time you're watching. Goodbye.